welcome to today's video. I have my man BK here with me. This is Flight, and we're here to talk about superheroes. Just kind of popped up recently that we felt like, discussing superheroes for this week.
Well, it's a big year for superheroes coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
2017.
So
what are we doing? We're doing a top 3 list each, and we're going to have 3 honorable mentions. I didn't make either list, but it should definitely be worth naming.
yeah, exactly. So the first one that I've chosen is the Green Lantern. I feel like he's a really good hero, and he got a lot of injustice from the movie that was put out, and I find it kind of sad that he has one bad movie and DC has completely removed him from the Justice League lineup, because he's been on the Justice League for so long, and it's just kind of wild that they've now just cut him entirely from the Justice League, and it's nuts to me, man.
So mine, the only one I could really come up with was the Ninja Turtles. I don't know, it's just, they're really good. Like, they would have made my list, but I would have felt awkward to put them on my list, because it'd be like putting the Avengers or the Justice League on there, because it's like they're a group, it's not one person, so I didn't really know if there was a gray area for them, so I kept them off the list. But we all know, for real, they'd be probably my number 3 on my list if I could put them there.
And then lastly, we have kind of like decided together to put Iron Man. Iron Man is a great person with a lot of very incredible abilities for, crafting things, and he manages a company, and he's a pretty funny character all in all.
Definitely the funniest Avengers character, I would say. I mean, the Hulk has his moments too, but I think the Iron Man is the main comedian for that group, kind of like the Flash, or I mean, maybe now that Spider-Man is in the Avengers, he won't be that main comedian anymore, but
yeah.
And that's a topic of a different video. So I guess without really any delay, we can go into the actual list. So, well, your number 3.
My number 3 is also a part of BK's list, but it's in a completely different section. My number 3 would in fact be Batman. Batman is by far one of the biggest badasses of all time, if I can even say that. I hope I can say that. But of course, we all know Batman. He's kind of like the lone wolf kind of guy. He takes care of his stuff. He's very dark, but yet he does that as an outer shell because he knows how dark the world actually is.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk anything about Batman. I'll talk about him.
Yeah, we'll save it for BK's point.
At some point in my list, we'll talk about Batman.
And then what is your number 3?
My number 3, Flash. I think I like Flash because, the main reason why I like Flash, I can't really say because it'll kind of spoil the rest of my list. But in my opinion, he's an equivalent to a Marvel character that's really pretty much the same role. You could probably figure it out from that, but that's all I'm gonna say. But I also think the show really adds to Flash right now. I really like the show. The movie's coming out next year, and I don't know. He just who wouldn't want to have super speed? That's why I picked speedsters, and maybe we can make a Mav Talk about that too, about how we pick those names, our competitive names. But yeah, right now he's at number 3. I can go a little bit deeper once I get to my number 2.
All right, and ironically, he is my number 2. I agree with BK on all those points. Unfortunately, we're supposed to make this a little bit more argumentative, but
we'll get to the argument at
number 1. My favorite part about the Flash, of course, is that he's the witty guy of DC. He's very smart. He says a lot of just smart aleck things, and he's also really quick. And DC likes to poke fun at the speed and that type of area. And moving on to your number 2,
Spider-Man. I gotta put Spider-Man at number 2. He's just, the whole story around Spider-Man, in my opinion, is one of the OG superheroes. He might not be the first superhero, but he is one of. In my mind, he's one of them because he's so unique. Really, there's not really anybody else that's got actual animal or whatever you call a spider, an insect ability. Like it's so unique, and it was like Marvel took a really shot in the dark with that whole idea. And I admire them for that because they're such a good. Like all the films were good. Like you can argue that the Tobey Maguire films got dry or repetitive towards the end of their tenure, but like the Andrew Garfield ones, and I'm really looking forward to Tom Holland's how he's gonna play with Spider-Man. What's that? Is that next year too? Or
Yes,
2 years?
no.
I don't remember. But regardless, yeah, I'm looking forward to how he's gonna play it. I've got something I don't agree with, but I'm not gonna talk about that right now since this is a more positive video. And this is when things get interesting. So number one.
Oh wait, hold up. Personally, I would like to add to your Spider-Man rant.
Oh, okay.
My only thing with this new one, which I guess I wouldn't even call it a thing, is I actually think that he'll do a pretty good job. I always felt like the Spider-Mans that we've had previously were they seemed a little too old for the role. It's not really the common opinion, but the Spider-Man I know, he's like a cocky, like little dude who's just trying to make his place in the world. And he was gonna be a part of my honorable mentions, but since it was on BK's list, and he's gonna be there. But moving on to number one. Do you want to do number one first? Fine.
Well, let's just say we just pretty much hit at the same time. Like they can get the feel what's gonna happen. They know what mine is already. It's Batman. You kind of blew it for me. Like you said, it's on my list. It's Batman. Batman's my number one. So what's yours?
And then mine's Superman.
That's the biggest waste of a spot on the list that there really could ever be. But that's the most stereotypical, unoriginal spot for a superhero on a superhero list that you could do. It's like every little kid that likes Superman. Like, why don't you go to the dark side? Be like the.
I think that's changed now. I think everybody likes Batman now.
Well, that's because he won.
Yeah, but even
Well, yeah,
before
everyone
that,
likes
the
winning.
Dark Knight, and then on top of that, Superman has never really even like outside the Man of Steel, he still hasn't really had a good movie. Like,
well, that's not Batman's fault.
I didn't say that. I'm not saying that.
But I don't know. There's still more. Like if it was one superhero or one superhero movie away, like if Man of Steel, like they did like number 2 and number 3, and that ended up being like as good as the Dark Knight series, I almost guarantee you, like the tide would turn again. You have to go to the real deep superhero people to know that they're gonna pick Superman probably.
But
he's the OG.
My choice comes from A, obviously I really like his flying ability, and B, when I was a kid, I always had a tough decision deciding between the two, and I think it goes to like Halloween or something. I think I was Superman. I think I went back and forth between Batman and Superman for alternating year, and then the next year I went with Superman, and then I think stopped doing like Halloween stuff. But
I'll tell you what, we're running out of time. We only got a minute left on this gameplay. There's a couple things we gotta talk about. How about next week we just do a full-on Batman versus Superman discussion? Next week's Mav Talk that'll be the title: Batman v Superman. How we think, because like we obviously can't wrap this up in the next 40 seconds. And we also should say that we're actually moving the series to Friday. I wanted to say that. We didn't say that in the intro.
oh yeah,
Just from time-wise, it works out a lot easier for us to put this out on Fridays because we get all week to work on it, and we got stuff going on the weekend. So,
but don't worry, you still have a video coming up Monday. I've got one locked and loaded, ready to go.
so yeah, hopefully you're excited for next week's Batman v Superman talk. Maybe we'll throw some little clips up there, make it a little bit funny. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you guys later.